Hello everyone, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time with the Cadbury's Break Bar Choco Melting Middle Edition. So the regular one is just a vanilla, well not vanilla, but a plain biscuit, whereas this one's a chocolate biscuit one, I guess. So it says biscuit bar with chocolate filling. So it's still got the same description. I'll just give you a brief diagram of what's going on, for what it's worth. But it's exactly the same. Crunchy biscuit outside, melting chocolate middle, milk chocolate base. It doesn't even give mention to the fact this is the chocolate one, so I don't quite get what's going on there. So it says, well, it does say cocoa biscuit bar with a filling 38%, containing milk chocolate 6.6%, and the base covered in milk chocolate 12%. And it does give you the calories here. Crumbs on there. The calories, one bar is 26 grams. It does say 135 calories, 7.1 grams of fat, 3 of which are saturates, and I've got the regular ones here which I just reviewed. They've got 134 calories, so one less, but the fat is exactly the same, 7.1, and 3 of which are saturates. So basically 1 calorie difference. So the cocoa ones have got 1 extra calorie. So yeah, it seems to be in a new range of Cadbury stuff, which include their crunchy melts sort of cookies they do, where these cookies that basically you put in the microwave and it meant to soften them and melted them up, but they were a total miss for me. They were just terrible, you know. I think you meant to heat them up for 12 seconds or something. It says not a second longer on the instructions, but you needed to do it for about a minute or something to get them remotely melted, and they just tasted so bland anyway when they were melted and when they weren't. Complete waste of time. And I must admit, I've had the other ones of these, the plain ones. Feel free to go watch that review. But the only difference I'll say is the outer shell, which this one's like a cocoa biscuit. I wasn't overly impressed, I must say. So let's see if these ones make all the difference. So there's 5 of them in the bar, in the box. It has like a sort of perforated opening here, which you can see. And these are new as well, as you can see there, the new sign. So I had to get them reviewed. Yeah, it's not suitable. Well, yes, it's not suitable for vegetarians in reasonably big type there. I can quite make that out. So yeah, I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, I don't know actually why. It's probably something to do with perhaps the fat in there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can't quite see it very quickly. Yeah, not sure. But anyway, not suitable for vegetarians. So there we go. So let's give it an open. So it does just burst open. We could have done a better job of it, but I guess it's quite nice. So it opens like that. You've got the 5 bars. Could have had 6 in there, couldn't they? Really? That would suit it having 6, you know. Yeah, so a bit of a scrimp. But yeah, like you can see quite plain bar here. The regular ones have a bit of a better bar colour wrapper, I think. I mean, this one being sort of not really brown, is it? I don't know. These ones look a bit more inviting in the Cadbury's colour. These ones are a bit more. I don't know. Yeah, it's not really even a chocolate brown. It's kind of a, what colour that you'd say? It's a terracotta almost. Yeah, but it says biscuit bar chocolate filling. Again, doesn't really give mention to the fact it's a chocolate biscuit bar or whatever. But again, the thing that struck me with the other ones was the massive flourishes. So I think it's about 14 centimetres width-wise in the wrapper. Yeah, but you can see, I mean, there's massive flourishes here. I mean, basically about half the size is lost, you know, so really disappointing that. Let's give it an open. So yeah, so basically, I'll just quickly measure it just for you. So bear in mind it was 14 centimetres. It's now about 9.4, so lost about 5 centimetres there. So yeah, over half. 3 centimetres diameter wide. It's not quite, and height-wise, it's about a centimetre. But yeah, so you can see this is basically the same as the other one, except this was sort of like a vanilla biscuit. This one's obviously a cocoa one. It's a bit harder to see the chocolate middle there, I guess, and also a bit harder to make out that the sort of chocolate at the bottom is very thin. You can see the tire tracks down the chocolate, but it's very thin, you know, about 1 millimetre. It doesn't extend that far up the sides. It looks thicker than it is, really. Just give it a bit of a dissect as well. Yeah, so don't know if you can quite make out there, but you can see the chocolate cream. It looks a bit like a penguin at this point. So it's quite a thin layer of chocolate, I think you'd say, even thinner than the non-chocolate biscuit, I'd say, in that case at least. Just crumble a bit. Yeah, so there we go. It's a bit crumbly, but yeah, I think let's give it a taste before it falls apart completely. And again, it's got that very funny taste. I can't quite make out if it's the biscuit or not, but it's just got a very it does taste quite biscuity, but it's just got a very sort of, I don't know, a very odd taste to it that I can't quite describe really. It's got a fresh vanilla-y taste to it, but it doesn't really taste vanilla-y, it's just very plain. The chocolate's quite nice, and the chocolate at the bottom is quite, you can do taste that quite a lot. It does add a bit of a nice crunch to it. I kind of wish that the whole thing was covered in that chocolate really, rather than just the bottom. I think that would really elevate the bar actually, both in this one and the non-chocolate biscuit one. And the middle is quite soft. You can see there, sticking out. It's very soft, it's very melted. I still don't quite get why it's called melting middle, because it's, you know, it's already melted really. I don't know, it doesn't melt. Maybe it melts in your mouth, but all chocolate does. It's basically like a chocolate spread almost. Yeah, I don't know. This one doesn't taste much different than the non-chocolate biscuit one, to be honest with you. It suffers the same problems really, of just sort of being very, very plain. There's just no real taste to it at all. The textures are quite nice. I think that's where it does shine. It has good textures to it. The biscuit's got a nice crunch to it. The sort of chocolate covered bottom has a nice texture to it as well compared to the biscuit. And the middle is very soft. But it doesn't really taste very chocolatey. It doesn't really, you don't come away with having any real taste sensations from it. And I do have a hot drink here. I think like with any biscuits, it's always improved with dipping it in a hot drink. But I think that's probably where this one shines the most. If it's anything like the other one, it does help. But yeah, it's just very plain. It's just very plain, even though it's all chocolatey and looks really great. You know, you think, oh wow, this looks amazing. It's just very plain. It just doesn't taste of what it looks like at all. It's like those crunchy melts, the way they did those cookies. They were just so, they looked all chocolatey and lovely, but they were just so boring. You know, they just didn't taste of anything. And it's kind of this as well. It just doesn't taste of anything. It's got the textures. I think that's it. I didn't really say this in the other one because I didn't realise it when I did the review of the non-chocolate biscuit versions of these, but it's basically got the textures right. It's got all these really nice different textures. You know, you've got the soft middle, the sort of crunchy biscuit, and the chocolatey sort of, you know, covered bit at the bottom. It's all very nice textures, but it just has nothing to it at all. It's just nothing to it. There's just no real taste to it. It's very weird, you know, very weird to explain. And again, it's like in the other one, I went through a few of them. I had 2 of them because I was trying to sort of get some kind of grasp of what it tasted like. And there just isn't really a taste to it at all. It's just, other than this kind of weird vanilla taste that's not really vanilla, it's just a taste that's something that's so mundane I can only describe it as vanilla. Beige, I guess, you know. Yeah, it's the same. It's exactly the same as your one. I can't taste much difference at all between this and the non-cocoa one. There's no real taste. I mean, you know, there's no taste. That's why there's no difference. It's just so, it's so unoffensive, but it's just, you know, it's pleasant to eat. You can eat it, but it just doesn't taste of anything. It doesn't even taste of anything to dislike. You know, I said this in the other review. It's probably where you might even prefer eating something that you're not that keen on, because at least it gives you a taste. Yeah. I gave the one 3 out of 5 purely because it was basically the literal definition of mundanity. You know, it really was. And it's the same with this one as well. There's just nothing to it at all. There's nothing to elevate it in any way or make you feel like, oh, I'm eating something nice. It really isn't. You know, you'd be better just have pretty much anything else. Gives you some kind of taste, even if it's something you don't like. So I think this one definitely a 3 out of 5. I mean, really it should be 2.5 out of 5, I think. But because it's so inoffensive, it really is the, you know, the definition of average. It really is, because it can't. But it doesn't taste of anything bad. It doesn't taste of anything good. It's just a load of textures. So if you love textures, you know, if you like different sensations of textures on your mouth, on your tongue and in your mouth, and this is probably the one for you, really. But I don't know why you would ever do that. You know, you could just lick bricks or something, you know, to get different sensations of different textures. That would probably do it. I don't think you need to get any biscuits for that. Yeah, so I think that's it, really. Yeah, just very, very mundane. 3 out of 5. Literally the baseline for anything average is what these are. They really are just so average, it's untrue. Just literally like, it's just like a plain piece of paper, you know, just nothing there. It's yeah. Well, they won't give you a paper cut, at least that's something for it. But yeah, there we go. Yes. So as I say, it's all about the textures really with these. That's all there is to it, you know. As I say, but you can get that from, you know, anything really. You know, there's textures in all sorts. You know, you want flavour when you buy biscuits, don't you? Really, as well as texture, of course. But you want flavours, and it just doesn't have any. As I say, you know, you'd get as much out of licking a brick, or or any kind of textured surface or anything than eating these. You know, it's just really that. Yeah, in fact, a brick might be preferable because these probably have some kind of flavour to it. But yes, I don't recommend that, by the way. Just make sure they're clean bricks. Yeah. Dear me. Anyway, right. Before we do any more analogies or whatever, let's finish it there. 3 out of 5, very average. I just wouldn't waste your time with them. And the crunchy melts as well. I'd file them away with those. Just very, very mundane, very average. There's better out there, you know. Anything else, preferably. So there we go. Well, let me know what you think anyway. If you've had them, maybe you love them, I don't know. Maybe these are your favourite things, in which case I do apologise. But let me know what you think. Yep, and always get in touch. It's always lovely to hear from you. And please like my videos, subscribe, follow my Twitter, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again, everyone. Take care. Bye for now. Don't lick those bricks. See ya.